Welcome to Brewed. So we're a specialty cafe, a roaster, and a training center. We sell coffee equipments as well. And today I'll be demonstrating how to make a V60 hand brew. So the first thing I'm doing right now is I'm just making sure all my equipments are set up. I believe this form of brewing a cup of coffee is the most transparent and cleanest way to actually taste what the coffee has to offer. So the coffee we're using today is a single origin bourbon varietal from Ilam. So it has this clean, subtle floral notes of black tea and Earl Grey. Very sweet, almost like molasses, almost. And then the aftertaste, which is gonna come very citrusy, almost lemon-like, with a very lingering and a pleasant aftertaste. So this is what we're gonna expect from this particular cup of coffee right now. The process that we use to roast the coffee is actually called an omni roast, where we don't roast the coffee too much, that it burns the sugars inside of the coffee, and it preserves most of the acidity and the floralness and all the aromas. In Brushala, we believe that coffee is a very sensory process. Like, we need to take into account what we smell, what we see, how does this coffee taste like, how can we improve it a lot more. Like, we go actually back to the principle and then go through our value chain to make sure that every step of the way we've increased the value of this coffee a lot more. So that's what you're going to experience at the end. We put in a lot of effort and detail to make sure we brew every single cup very consistently, to make sure there's no variance in the taste on every cup that we make. Even a little disbalance in temperature or the amount of coffee that we put in will highly affect the result of this particular cup of coffee. I'm just gonna put a little bit of zest of orange just to enhance the acidity a little bit. So this is just to make sure that you get the full flavors contrasted by the orange, and then it helps this cup to become more lively and more fruitful. Now we'll be moving to something more a bit common, let's say. Everyone's seen an espresso machine, how a latte is being made. So what is an espresso? An espresso is basically coffee being extracted through high pressure and high temperatured water. So there needs to be a lot of different variables that has to be in place, such as distribution, temping, making sure it's been adjusted to the right grind size to get the right time of extraction. In Brushala, for our espresso blend, what you're seeing right now is a blend of two different origins, which is Dading and Palpa. So the reason we blend two origins is to make sure that as an end result, because we mix it with milk a lot, it gives the most caramelized flavors that both of the origins can offer. So the end result, what we just made, is actually a flat white, which is basically a double shot of espresso topped off with steamed milk. So a flat white is basically milky coffee, which is a bit more forward on the coffee's profile. So you will taste more of the coffee rather than the milk. Um, I think the flat white is a very good representation of how the balance of coffee and milk comes into play in our cafe. I hope you enjoyed this small coffee trip we've been through. And yeah, thank you.